Today, we're looking at quite a story. It's about Baker Davis and his American Pit Bull Terrier, CH Boomerang. A listener shared part of a YouTube interview transcript.
Right, and it gives this window into a specific time and, well, a specific competitive scene.
Our goal is to try and understand why Boomerang was considered such a legend back then. It's definitely a piece of history.
And just a heads up for you listening, if this catches your interest, there's apparently a lot more info out there.
Oh yeah, where?
The original source mentioned the YouTube video's description and also a website, apbtinfo.com. Seems like they have more on Baker Davis and Boomerang.
Good to know. Okay, so let's dive in. Boomerang's fighting record. It's intense.
It is. 5 fights, 5 wins, undefeated.
And these weren't like over in a flash. The longest mentioned was 55 minutes.
Yeah, even the shortest was 28 minutes. That's a long time.
But the really stark detail.
Yeah.
The transcript says Boomerang killed all 5 opponents.
Which, in that context, was part of how victory was defined, it seems. Davis talks about an opponent not proving the game.
What exactly did that mean? Game.
Well, it sounds like more than just, physical ability. It was about this absolute refusal to quit, an unwavering drive. If a dog couldn't continue, it lacked game.
So a win meant the other dog just couldn't go on.
Or wouldn't. It seems tied to will, maybe even fight intelligence under pressure, not just exhaustion.
Gotcha. And Baker Davis clearly thought Boomerang was special. He compared him to Secretariat.
The racehorse.
Wow. Basically saying he was unbeatable, never beaten, never quit, never seriously hurt, though he had scars, obviously.
That Secretariat thing really paints a picture of, total dominance in his field.
Davis also had this kind of graphic analogy about how tough these dogs were.
Oh, right. Comparing them to humans,
Yeah.
saying you really had to target the neck to stop them.
Exactly. It really highlights the level of, well, perceived resilience they valued.
Almost superhuman toughness.
Yeah. But then there's the other side, temperament. Davis seemed to think dogs like Boomerang could be perfectly fine pets.
Right. If raised with people, he mentioned they were generally very good pets in that situation.
He acknowledged their strong instincts, prey drive, capable of taking down other animals.
But he drew a line, didn't he, between that and aggression towards humans?
Yeah, he seemed confident in that distinction. Said he'd never bet against Boomerang or his offspring either. Total confidence.
It's an interesting duality they saw. Though, again, this is coming from within that specific world,
Definitely. Now let's talk money, because that also shows how valued Boomerang was.
The betting aspect.
Davis estimated someone might bet, what, $3,500 on Boomerang back in his prime?
Which was apparently a lot back then.
Yeah.
And potential winnings. He threw out figures like $12,000, maybe $15,000.
That's serious money. It shows the kind of reputation Boomerang had built. He was at his absolute peak.
Absolutely. It puts a dollar value on that undefeated record and that game quality we talked about.
Okay, so let's quickly recap. CH Boomerang, undefeated grand champion.
Seen by his owner, Baker Davis, as the ultimate example of a fighting dog, the Secretariat of his kind. Pure game.
And this whole story gives us a real glimpse into that historical context, the values of that specific subculture.
A demanding world, focused on traits like relentless determination.
Yeah. And again, if you found this interesting, definitely check out the links mentioned. The YouTube description from the original interview clip and apbtinfo.com.
There's clearly more to the story of Baker Davis and Boomerang there.
So we'll leave you with a thought. Thinking about this historical viewpoint and Boomerang's intense drive.
What does that word game really mean to you? Not just in animals, but maybe thinking about competition, inherent traits, maybe even in ourselves. Something to chew on.